Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin our funeral service today, I'm going to kindly ask that we turn off or silence all cell phones, electronic devices. Thank you.
We read in the book of Psalms. As a mother has compassion for her children, so may Adonai our God have compassion for Jenny and Ben and Colby and Ivy and Annie, and the many nieces and nephews and cousins and dear friends of Barbara Shaab, who we come here to remember today. God knows how we are fashioned. God remembers that we are dust. Our days are like grass. We flourish as the flowers of the field. The wind passes over us and we are no more. But we trust that God's kindness to children's children endures age after age, unchanging. We begin our service by reciting Psalms, thus linking Barbara's life to our ancient tradition, to the Jewish people, and to the eternity of God.
Shir Lama'alot Esainai Me'ain Yavo Ezri Me'im Adonai Ose Shamayim Baretz Al yitain lamot raglecha, al yanum shomerecha. Hine lo yanum velo yishan, shomer Yisrael. Adonai shomerecha, Adonai tzilcha yad yeminecha. Yamam hashemesh lo yakeka v'yareach balayla. Adonai yishmorcha mikora, yishmor et nafshecha. Adonai yishmor tzedcha v'echa, me'ata ve'ad olam.
I lift my eyes to the mountains, from where will my help come? This is a question the psalmist asked thousands of years ago, perhaps at a time of sorrow like this one. And here was his answer. My help comes from Adonai, maker of heaven and earth. God will not let your foot give way, for your guardian will not slumber. The guardian of Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. Adonai is your protection and a guardian at your right hand. By day the sun will not strike you, nor the moon by night. Adonai will guard you from harm and guard your soul. For Adonai guards your going out and coming in, now and forever. Mizmor LeDavid. Adonai roi lo echzar. Bino deshe yar bitzeni amei minuchot yinahaleni. Nafshi shovev yancheni b'maglei tzedek lema'an shemo. Gam kelech b'geisal mavet lo irara ki ata imadi. Shiftecha mishantecha hemei nachamuni. Taroch lefanai shulchan neged sorarai. Tishanta v'Hashem roshi kosi revaya. Achto v'chesed yirfuni koyimei chayai, v'shavtu b'veit Adonai liorech yamim. Those were the Hebrew words of Psalm 23, also known as the Shepherd's Psalm, a psalm that guides us through difficult moments like this one. It also was a psalm that was a favorite of Barbara's, and so we're going to invite Ben to come up and to lead us in reciting it in English.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside still waters. He restoreth my soul. He guideth me in straight paths for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou hast anointed my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Thank you, Ben. Now we're going to invite up Jenny to fulfill our ancient tradition that we learn about at the very beginning of the Torah of calling up loved ones to share stories and memories of the person who we remember, which of course today is Barbara, Jenny's mom. So Jenny, please come forward.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here today. It means the world to see all of you showing up, not just for my mom, but for me and my family too. Thank you, Rabbi Peltz and Cantor Cohen, for leading us through this service and guiding us through our grieving process, and to the team here at Platt for your professionalism and kindness. It seems oddly fitting that for someone so close to her spirituality and religion, that tomorrow begins the Jewish holiday of Tisha B'Av, the saddest day of the year in the Jewish calendar and a day of communal mourning. But today, I want to celebrate my mom, Barbara Bree Shaab. I've seen every one of you, so I know this is true. You all knew her in different ways, but I've come to learn that no matter what, each one of you knew one common thing: how important our relationship was to one another. Mommy, you will forever be the most beautiful woman in the whole wide world. You are my best friend, my cheerleader, my home. You were one of a kind, irreplaceable with your intellect, isms, and wit. You loved hailing from Uniontown, Pennsylvania, being Jewish, homemade spaghetti with marinara sauce and Clay's birthday cake. I could always trust your opinion and knew you'd give it to me straight whether I liked it or not. Even at 35, when I'd cook dinner, I'd look to my right to watch your facial expressions and then go one step further to ask for your validation to make sure you liked it. Your opinion was everything to me, Mommy. From work to relationships, parenting, religion, and everything in between, you were my compass. Without you here, I feel so lost. And I hope I'm making you proud. You were the best mom in the entire world. You gave me the forever gifts of security, love, and truth. You taught me how to be a Shem Tov, a good person, and selflessly guided me through the darkest moments of our lives, always leading us back into the light. Your husband and my dad, Ronnie Shaab, passed away in 1998. Losing the love of your life was devastating. Within that year, add to that a cross-country move, a new job, and an incurable lung disease diagnosis. I don't name these things lightly. To know what you did for me, despite the endless adversities in your way, was nothing short of remarkable. It's important to me that everyone here knows that about you too. And we haven't even talked about your career, Barbara Bree Shaab. You are a force to be reckoned with. A trailblazer in broadcasting, a restaurant owner, and a fundraising genius. Your creativity knew no bounds. Your favorite role was to be a mentor, confidant, and friend. Once you retired, I loved keeping you busy as I bounced off new ideas for my latest campaigns. You truly gave the best advice. Even as your body struggled, your mind stayed sharp. We lovingly called your news updates and talking head commentary BNN at the dinner table, and even made wagers on election results. Career and politics aside, your favorite role was Babby. Your granddaughters, Colby Reese, Annie Bree, and Ivy Ruth were your entire world. We both had expressed a level of fear and uncertainty when I was pregnant with Colby in 2018. What would our relationship be like? How would it change? Well, if you have talked to my mom over the last 7 years, you would know how. Colby, you were everything to your Baba. You made her smile like no other. That kid, she used to say about you, shaking her head proudly in awe of whatever silly thing you did next. She cherished her Wednesdays picking you up from school, having your own special time together before she'd return you home and we'd have our weekly pasta night. She loved watching you dance and cheering you on in every sport. When Annie and Ivy were born in 2021, my mom's lung disease progressed into her heart. She became more dependent on oxygen and often worried she wasn't helping as much as she once had. But as many of us know, the biggest help any new mom can get is just someone to talk to, especially after a long night. Her first questions, even during our last conversation on Tuesday, were about sleep. Were Annie and Ivy sleep champions last night? How do you feel? Did you and Ben get enough sleep? She was so proud of the progress they were making every day and celebrated their wins, no matter the size, with endless candy, most specifically M&Ms. She used to tell me when she'd close her eyes at night that she'd see their little faces. Colby, Annie, and Ivy, you gave up time with me so I could take care of your babby in so many ways. Your smiles light up my life. And your hugs have helped me through the painful darkness of the past few days. Babby loved you endlessly, and Babby, it is my promise to you that they will love you, remember you, and celebrate you forever. And Ben, her son, she loved you with every ounce possible. From the day you saved her life during a snowstorm in Philadelphia, you were family. Eagles versus Lions at the Link, December 8th, 2013. If you know, you know. She was endlessly proud of your accomplishments and loved bragging about her son-in-law, the doctor. She played the role of both mom and dad, so even the doctor wasn't spared of her honest and sometimes critical advice. You have been by my side through every up and down. Even when given the chance to leave, you stayed. You frequently called us emotional Shaab women, but you stayed. I love you, Ben. I love the respect, patience, and love you gave my mom from the beginning until the very end. Whenever I felt anxious or unsettled, I'd call my mom and she'd say, "Talk to me." So, Mom, here it goes. I know how hard you fought for so long for us. I saw how deeply you pushed yourself to grow, to heal, to be the strongest version of yourself, body and soul. I know how much you loved us, and I want you to know I'm okay. I'm finding comfort knowing you're finally free from suffering. I picture you in your happy place, Craig Meadows, breathing easy. No oxygen tanks or nasal cannulas. Reunited with Daddy, your siblings, your parents, and your friends. You're free now, Mom. I miss you terribly, but you're free. To all of you joining me in heartbreak, I hope these words will bring some measure of peace. We honor those we lost by living our lives to the fullest with love and purpose in their memory. For as long as we live, they too will live, for they are now part of us. I'll close with the lyrics to your favorite song, Mommy. And while it would be much less embarrassing for me if it were a Beatles or a Rolling Stones song, it's one I wrote for you and used to sing to you throughout my childhood. You joke that I don't sing it enough anymore, but I'll share it now for you on the most important stage I've ever stood. You're the best, Mom. Oh, yes, you are. You're the best, Mom. Oh, yes, you are. Oh, I love you. Yes, I do. Please don't take my mommy away. Okay. Colby has a few words she wants to speak from the heart.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming. The first time I ever saw Babby, I looked at her in the eye and I saw her. Me and Babby have been together. We have been sharing stuff together. We have been sleeping together. We always been doing a lot of fun stuff together. We always would play school together. We would play school and also we would do a lot of fun stuff. With Babby and me, I would never let her go, ever. I will always keep her in my heart. I will never, ever, ever say I don't love her, because that's not true. I love her more than anything in my heart. I love her more than a pencil. I love her, and I know it's true. I won't ever take that away from me. Thank you.
Want to say something? No. Step right up.
Say your name. Say your name. Say, my name's Annie. My name is Annie. Go ahead. Here, just say it to me. What do you want to say? Here, you tell me and I'll say it. Whisper in my ear. What do you want to say? What do you want to say? Talk loud. This is Annie Bree. She loved her Babby very much. You want to say anything else? When I asked the girls, I did ask them what to say. There was a lot of, I love my Babby and I love all of the candy. And they did mention the brownies that she makes for them too.
So thank you, Annie and Colby, and I know Ivy, I'm sure, will be sharing at some point too. And Jenny and Ben, for those very heartfelt and beautiful words. Now, Jenny, you started out by noting that tomorrow evening we're going to begin Tisha B'Av, the saddest day in the Jewish calendar, which is certainly something that we feel acutely in a very personal way as we come here today. And on the Shabbat before Tisha B'Av, we always read the beginning of the book of Deuteronomy, the book of Devarim, the fifth and final book of the Torah. And I think what's also meaningful about this book for this moment is that this book is Moses' lasting legacy to his people. And the title comes from those opening words, Elah HaDevarim. And Devarim usually means words, but it also can be translated as actions or deeds. And this teaches us all the ways that a person can leave a legacy. Through words and deeds, little things and big things, thoughtful actions and kind words. Barbara certainly understood the meaning of this word, divarim, as her encouraging words and selfless deeds have left quite a legacy for all of you and for everyone who knew her. Barbara grew up in Uniontown, Pennsylvania, near West Virginia coal country. It used to be a vibrant Jewish community with the B'nai B'rith and shuls. Her family owned a newspaper business. And Jenny said she grew up there with her parents, Myers and Geraldine, and her brother Arthur, as well as her siblings Arnold, Warren, Corinne, Donald, and Carl, all of blessed memory, who were siblings from her parents' first marriages. They were a happy blended family, and Barbara was the youngest of them all. Jenny, you said that growing up, your mom was a dancer and a cheerleader, and she even won a beauty and talent pageant in high school and was awarded the title of Coal Queen, though she didn't like being reminded of that. I'll take it, it's okay. But it also came with a college scholarship, which helped Barbara along on her journey. She used that scholarship to attend Penn State, where she studied English. And of course, Penn State became important in the family too for Jenny. Those were the days when many women became secretaries, but that wasn't for Barbara. She had higher ambitions. She graduated a year early and moved to New York with her brother Warren, and he told her to hit the streets with a resume and don't come home until she had a job. And that's exactly what Barbara did. She got her first job at ABC Broadcasting, where she quickly rose up the corporate ladder, becoming one of the few women in leadership positions at the time. Ela Hadvarim. Barbara's tenacity and talent set her out on her journey and are part of her legacy. And Barbara did so well at ABC in New York that she was offered a position to take over WBRZ, the affiliate TV station in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It was a great opportunity, so she decided to take it. And when she got down there and was furnishing her new home, a friend at the station recommended a store to go buy a TV. So she went there, and she ended up getting a lot more than a TV. The salesman she spoke with was a nice Syrian Jewish boy named Ronnie. He had been born and raised in Baton Rouge. They started dating and ultimately were married, and they started building a life together. They opened a restaurant called Hoppers, a drive-in 1950s style place, and Barbara also became pregnant with Jenny. And it was around this time that Ronnie was diagnosed with cancer, which would come back again a few years later when Jenny was a child. Barbara took wonderful care of Ronnie, while also going back to work in TV at LPB, the public broadcasting affiliate in Baton Rouge, and she balanced all of this while being a devoted mother to Jenny. And after Ronnie passed away, Barbara was heartbroken. But she was devoted in her care for him, while also navigating the challenges of being a single mom, which were quite difficult. But she was able to do it and do it incredibly well. Ela Hadvarim, that is also part of Barbara's legacy. Eventually, Barbara decided to move back closer to her family in the Philadelphia area. Jenny, you said that when you came back, your mom reconnected with Rabbi Orach, who had officiated at your parents' wedding in Baton Rouge. He welcomed you both to a shul, which was now in Pennsylvania, and offered to show you around, with the highlight being the mall at King of Prussia. Your parents' wedding was the last wedding he had officiated in Baton Rouge, and you became part of his community, and his your bat mitzvah was the last one he officiated in Pennsylvania before taking a position in California. But that connection was important to your mom because it connected her to Ronnie, and also because of her strong connection to Judaism. This also led her towards her next career path, which was consulting on fundraising campaigns for synagogues, including helping out Makor Shalom here in Cherry Hill, as well as other shuls in Pennsylvania and Delaware. Barbara had developed a passion for nonprofit work at LPB. She liked helping people and working for the greater good, and doing it in the Jewish community made it even more meaningful. After you went to college, Jenny, Barbara also became the development director at the ADL's Philadelphia office and continued to make an impact on our Jewish community. Ela Hadvarim. And it was around when Barbara and Jenny moved to Philadelphia that she was diagnosed with a type of lung disease. And we know that it progressed and became increasingly challenging. Still, Barbara did her best not to let it or anything else prevent her from being there for you, Jenny, as we heard you so beautifully share. Your mom cared for you and made sure that you had everything that you needed. And boy, was she thrilled when Ben joined the family. Ben, you shared the story of about the first time you met Barbara. You came to their home in Philadelphia to pick Jenny up for a date. Barbara answered the door, speaking in a really deep voice, joking as if she was Jenny's mom and dad at the same time. And the truth was, it was funny, but it wasn't really a joke. Barbara took upon both parental roles and did it well for a long time. And after that, you came over for a meal on Rosh Hashanah. Your brother was there too, along with Barbara's brother Carl. You recalled how it was such a special time and how you felt like you fit in so well with the family. It was then, you said, that you knew that Jenny was the one. It also helped that Barbara was an excellent cook. Though at this meal, she had made her famous chopped liver, which isn't your favorite. So your brother took one for the team. Fortunately, there were many more Rosh Hashanah meals, Thanksgiving dinners, and other holidays where you gathered around Barbara's table and enjoyed roast, her brisket, and of course her veal cutlet, something that you very much enjoyed and she made special just for you. Ben, you said that you appreciated how much Barbara helped you along the way, especially recalling how when you graduated from medical school you needed a car to go to your residency, so Barbara gave you her old Cadillac CTS. It got you through residency and also became a connection point between the two of you as you would go with her to help Barbara with her new leases on other cars. She was certainly proud of you, and the way she welcomed you into the family is also part of her legacy, Eila Hadvarim. And as we heard, Barbara was such a wonderful and dedicated Babby to Colby, Ivy, and Annie. She moved to Centennial Mill 2 months before you both moved to South Jersey in 2020, and she was so excited to be involved in the kids' lives, and you were both grateful for the help. And she was, even with the challenges of COVID and from her worsening illness. Still, she frequently took the girls over for sleepovers. She picked them up at TBS, where they bring the kids out to the Babby bus, right? You remember that? Yeah. And of course, there were the bags of candy, especially those M&Ms, those brownies, and all the other wonderful goodies and love that your Babby shared with you. And Colby, I think you really shared it beautifully and best when you said that your Babby will always be in your heart, and that connection will be a very special one that you'll continue to carry with you, and carry that love with you. I'm sure that will always be true. Eila Hadvarim. And Barbara did all of this and shared all of this love, we know, despite her health challenges. She had to be on oxygen 24/7. She went to pulmonary rehab multiple times a week to stay strong. She called herself an exercise enthusiast. But it wasn't only her putting in the work. It was also love and support that she received from you, Jenny and Ben. You both were such devoted children and caregivers to your mom, getting groceries, checking in on her, managing doctor's appointments and consulting on treatments, making sure she had everything that she needed. Everything that Barbara modeled with her husband, her brothers, and for you, you did for her. This too is part of Barbara's legacy, and now yours, Eila Hadvarim. And though the end came quicker than you expected, it came after a good week. Together you celebrated Barbara's birthday, had Shabbat dinner, saw family on Sunday, and Jenny, you even came over to see her on Tuesday night to take out the trash and gave her a hug and a kiss. She knew how much you loved her, and you certainly appreciate what an impact she had on all of you. The kindness and love that Barbara taught and modeled for you throughout her life expressed itself in the kindness and love that you gave back to her. These are the deeds that leave a lasting legacy. Just as the book of Deuteronomy, the book of Moses' life, comes to a close, so too with every book of life. But Eila Hadvarim, it is the stories, the lessons, and the examples and values that we live by that we remember. And that's how we know that Barbara's memory will always be a blessing and will be a lasting legacy for all of you, for all of the days and the years to come. Please rise for a final prayer.
El male rachamim שוכן במרומים. המסה מנוחה נכונה תחת כנפי השכינה. במעלות קדושים וצעורים כזוהר הרקיע מזהירים את נשמת בת שבע בת אברהם מאיר שלחה לעולמה בגן עדן די מנוחתה. ענה בעל רחמים הסתיריה בסתר כנפך לעולמים. וצרור בצרור החיים את נשמתה, אדוני הוא נחלתה. ותנוח בשלום על משכבה, ונאמר אמן.
El Malei Rachamim, exalted, compassionate God, grant infinite rest in your sheltering presence among the holy and the pure, to the soul of Barbara Shaab, who has gone to her eternal home. Merciful one, we ask our loved one find perfect peace in your eternal embrace. May her soul be bound up in the bond of life. May she rest in peace. And let us say, Amen. You may be seated. From here, we will head to Crescent Memorial Park in Pennsauken for the burial. After that, comforters are welcome back to Jenny and Ben's home, 7 Simsbury Drive in Voorhees for Shiva, which will go up until the afternoon as we prepare to begin Shabbat. Because of Tisha B'Av and Shabbat, we'll wait until Monday for Shiva again, which will be on Monday evening from 6 to 8 p.m. with a minyan, a service there at 7 p.m.